Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you wherever you are in the world. Welcome to my channel. My name is Meg and I am a fully qualified yoga teacher, and this is my YouTube channel where I talk a lot about yoga, tips and tricks and things that you guys can follow along from home to strengthen your practice, but also some health and wellness as well. Today I am officially halfway through my Fresh Start 30 Days to a Healthier You yoga challenge. Today is day 15. I'm so excited to be doing today's class. We're going to be looking at twisting, gentle detoxification kind of movements, working on digestion, that kind of thing. This is going to be a really lovely class. We're going to do things like figure four, revolve figure four chair, and just some twists, supine twists, things like that, just to kind of work on the digestive system and start to kickstart off some detoxification. You don't really need anything to do this class. I always recommend using a good quality mat onto a hard surface, and this is because a good quality yoga mat will stick nicely to the ground, and it will also help you because it will grip and it will kind of stick with your hands and your feet, so it helps with balancing postures. You can use blocks and straps as well if you feel comfortable or if you want to, but they're not a necessity. And when you're ready, we will get started. Let's begin laying all the way down onto our backs, and we're going to bring the knees in towards the chest. Maybe rock from side to side here. See if you can squeeze the knees in towards the chest a little bit more. As you breathe in, let the knees squeeze, and as you exhale, maybe you can bring them in towards the chest a little bit further. We're going to stop rocking and bring the knees back into centers. Bring the chin up in towards the knees, so you're bringing your nose in towards the knees. Deep breath in. And exhale. Let's take the arms over the head, take the legs long, taking a stretch through the body here. Inhale, we'll bring the knees back in. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Deep breath in. Exhale, let's bring the arms up over the head. Deep stretch across the body, stretch even through the fingertips. Inhale, we'll bring the arms back around the knees and hug the knees in towards the nose and the chest. Deep breath in. And exhale, let's come all the way back. Slowly, let's come up into a seated position. Let's take the legs into a cross-leg seat. Hands can come onto the knees. We'll lift the shoulders up, roll them back, down and away from the ears. In, up towards the ears and down and away. And we'll let the shoulders go. Let's take a bit of a movement through the chest, maybe coming into some barrel rolls here. So you can take this into a small little movement, very localized, just moving the chest. Or maybe you can take these into really big circles. You can come all the way down to the knees, just to get a bit of movement across the body. And then we'll go the other way. And we'll come back into the center. Let's take this into a twist. Let's bring the right hand onto the right leg, onto the left leg. We're going to sit up tall through the spine and the hips here. Deep breath in, really fill through the chest and the lungs. Exhale, let's turn to face the back of the room. Gentle twist here. Keep tall, don't let yourself lean backwards as you come into this. You want to keep yourself nice and tall and upright. Deep breath in. filling the lungs, and exhale, we'll come back to face the front. Let's do the same the other way. Left hand comes onto the right leg, and then we're gonna lift, inhale, breathing into the chest, exhale to turn towards the back of the room. As you breathe in, filling into the lungs, and exhale to come back to the front. Let's do the same thing again, but we're gonna swap the knees over. So we're gonna bring the opposite leg out and in front. And instead of turning with our hands, we're gonna place the hands onto the back of the head. So you're interlacing the fingers and placing them onto the back of the head, base of the skull. Deep breath in, and we're going to use our core muscles to turn us over towards the left hand side here. Deep breaths in and out. Use your muscles to keep you nice and tight into your tummy here. Lift it up nice and tall. And exhale to turn back to face the front. Same thing again, lifting, breathing into the chest, turning towards the right hand side. Imagine someone is pushing on that right shoulder to take you further back rather than the elbow. So think about lifting, moving through the shoulder to take you further round, keeping tall, and deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, filling the lungs. Squeeze through the core to keep you upright. And exhale back into the center. Let's roll those shoulders out if you need to. Any movements that you might need to do here. And we're gonna roll over the knees and the shins, if you can, to come into your tabletop. Hands are underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath your hips. Index or middle finger is facing forwards. Let's come into a couple of cat-cow spines here. So we're just going to do one of each and hold them in each position. So instead of moving through the breath, we're going to hold the cat-cow in each spine. So we'll start with our cat spines. Tuck the tailbone under, lift through the belly, spread through the shoulder blades, and take the chin in towards the chest. Really thinking about tucking your tailbone right under and spreading through the shoulder blades. Keep breathing here, spread through the shoulder blades, really pulling the belly button up in towards the spine. We'll take a deep breath in and out. On your next inhale, we're going to lift the tailbone and drop the belly, squeeze the shoulder blades together to come into your cow spine. So lifting your tailbone up high, squeeze your shoulder blades together, pushing up through the hands, gazing forwards. Deep breaths here, push through the hands. And then we'll come back into a neutral spine. Let's take the right hand onto the back of the head, and we're going to lift the elbow up towards the ceiling, gazing up if you can. Exhale, let's bring that elbow down towards the hand. Inhale, bringing it up, and exhale to take it back down. Keep going on your own breath. Maybe the elbow doesn't reach down towards the hand. Even if you're here and you're close, it doesn't matter. If you can bring the elbow down, brilliant. See what feels best for you. Really focus on twisting when you're coming up into this position. Think about pushing your shoulder back. We'll do a couple more here. And then we'll bring the arm down. We're going to swap over and do the same thing on the left hand side. So bring the left hand to the back of the head. Make sure your right hand is directly underneath your shoulder, spreading through the fingertips so that you've got a really good grip onto the mat. Inhale, we're lifting the elbow up towards the ceiling, gazing up, twisting through the back. Deep breath in. And exhale, let's bring the elbow towards the hand. Exhale. Inhale to come up. Exhale to come down. Keep going on your own breath. When you're lifting up towards the ceiling, think about pushing that left shoulder back and behind rather than the elbow. And we'll do a couple more. And we'll come back into our tabletop. Let's flex the toes, take the bum back towards the heels, lift the knees, keep the hands where they are. We'll come all the way up into your down dog. Push the floor and the mat away from you so your shoulders are coming up towards your ears. Let's walk up towards the top of the mat. Taking little steps to come into your ragdoll. And we'll slowly start to roll all the way up. So we're going to come into a figure 4 chair from here. This might be a bit too complicated for some people. It might be a bit of a challenge. Just see how you go. Use chairs, use blocks, maybe stand by a wall if this is the first time you're doing this and you're a little bit shaky on your legs, and just see how you go with it. We're going to start by lifting up the right leg. Flexing through the right toes, we're going to take the outside of the right foot to the outside of the left leg. So we're coming into our figure 4 position. If you've done a lot of my other classes, you will have done figure 4s with me, but lying down. So we're doing a similar thing, but from standing here. So this does work on your balance quite a lot, and we'll just see where we go from here. Maybe this does feel enough for you. Bring the hands into heart center, focusing on pushing your right knee back and behind, lifting through the hips, through the chest, squeezing the core, bring the hands into heart center, and then maybe start to bend into that left knee. Again, this might be enough for you. If you want to take this into a twist, we're going to start to turn towards the right. We'll come up, and then we'll turn towards the left. So this is your official figure 4 twist, turning towards the foot. But you can play around with it, work on your balance, and swap from one to the other if you want. And then maybe we'll come into a hold in your figure 4 twist. And we'll hold here. Flex through the right toes. If you can't come into this, don't worry. Maybe just holding a figure 4 is enough. And we'll slowly come all the way up. We'll swap and do the same thing on the other side. So we're starting off by lifting up the left leg, flexing through the left toes, and take the outside of the left foot to the outside of the right leg. Maybe this is enough for you, especially if your hips are quite tight. You can focus on just lifting that left leg back and behind, or the left knee back and behind you. Maybe bring the hands into heart center. You can always place your hands on walls, stools, chairs, whatever feels best for you. Especially if you're beginning, there's nothing wrong with using props to help you to gain your strength. Maybe bringing the hands at heart center, and we'll start to take a bend into the right knee this time. Maybe this is enough. Maybe you can twist over towards the left, come back into the center, and then into your twisted figure 4. And then we'll hold. This is quite a difficult balancing posture to do. So if it does feel too much, don't worry. It might be a case of lack of strength. We'll come all the way up and take the leg down. Maybe pedal out the feet here. Keep practicing, keep working on it. But yeah, it might be a case of balancing. You might need to work on your core, squeezing your tummy when you're coming into these positions. It might be a case that your hips are just not quite flexible enough. So it's quite difficult to hold the stretch. If your hips are in towards the body, it's going to be really hard to twist because your hip is dead in towards you. Whereas if you can push it out, it helps. It might be that your leg strength isn't quite there. You might struggle to come down and then up. So practicing these little movements will help you to get into these different poses. Let's come all the way down and lay onto our backs. Let's bring the knees into the chest. Squeeze the knees into the belly. We'll take the arms out to a T, and we're going to drop both legs over towards the right hand side. Nice and slowly with control. Gazing over towards the left, maybe placing your right hand on top of your legs and getting a bit more of a twist around the back. We'll take the arms back into a T. See if you can use your core muscles. Squeeze the knees in together and towards your body, up into the center, and then drop them over towards the left hand side. If it feels too much doing it like that, you can always just lay down and hug the knees over. Place the left hand onto the legs, right arm out, and we'll gaze over towards the right hand. Deep breath in and out. Let's take the hands back out and we'll bring the knees into the center and hug them in towards the body. Think about pushing your lower back down in towards the mat and pushing your shoulder blades down into the mat as well, creating a flat back here. And when you're ready, we're going to come up into a cross-legged seat. Let's take the hands either onto the knees or bring them in at heart center. We'll take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let the shoulders relax down, in through the nose and out. Take a moment to think of something that you're grateful or thankful for in your day. Maybe it's something that you achieved today, whether it's inside this little class or outside of the class. We'll take another deep breath in and out. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I can't quite believe that we're on day 15 already. January just feels like it's going by in a flash. Yeah, that's crazy to me. If you're watching this and it isn't January, you probably are sitting there on day 15 thinking, this is going really quickly. I feel like this whole challenge, I feel like I should only be on day 3 and I'm on day 15. Which is really good though. I'm really enjoying it and I hope you all are too. I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow for another class and have a brilliant rest of the day. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.